we go. We're looking at, all right, good. All right. All right, good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 12th. It's the monthly meeting of the Millis Planning Board. If everyone could stand, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. First item on the agenda is a special permit with site plan approval public hearing. And do you want to read that, just even though it's been...
Town of Millis, Office of the Planning Board, Notice of Public Hearing. In accordance with the provisions of Chapter 40A, Section 11, Mass General Law, the Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, September 12th, 2023, at 7:30 p.m. in the Veterans Memorial Building, Room 229, 900 Main Street, Millis, on the application of Armand Janigian, 1375 Main Street, Millis Joint Venture, LLC, 3 Allen Lane, Medfield, Mass., requesting a special permit under Section 13, Special Permit Conditions, Paragraph C, site plan review of the zoning bylaw of the Town of Millis for repurposing of a 46,648 square foot facility for processing and treating of raw materials for property located at 1375 Main Street, Millis, Mass. Map 21, Parcel 5. Copy of the application and site plan is on file in the office of the town clerk and on the planning board's webpage. Any person interested or wishing to be heard on the application should appear at the time and place designated. Richard Nichols, Chair.
And the applicant asked for this to be continued without discussion to our next meeting at 10:10. That should be 10:10 or 11:10?
October
Oh,
10th.
no, it is October, yep,
Yep.
okay. Next item on the agenda,
You have to get a motion
Oh,
to continue it.
I have to make a minute.
You made the motion,
All right,
all right?
all right, I make a motion to continue the hearing to 10:10.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, great.
And it'll be at 7:30 p.m.
And that will be at 7:30. I confused myself by doing the 10:10. Next item on the agenda is request for waiver of site plan review approval, 1365 Main Street, the Dog Barn, RPM Firearms business address. All right, and who would be presenting?
Jim.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
All right. Or, so if you could go up to the microphone and let the folks know what you're asking.
So,
You can have a seat.
Yeah.
as far as the dog barn goes, in the firearms business, we're not going to be opening.
I'm sorry, sir, could you just introduce yourself for the people at home to
Certainly.
watch?
My name's Ryan Manning,
Thanks.
and I own RPM Firearms. And I'm requesting a waiver of, what am I, site plan review.
Yep, right.
And we were going to be doing a joint business at the dog barn. He will still run the dog barn, and I'll run the RPM Firearms out of there. And it's only going to be a shipping address. We're not doing any sort of construction to the business of any sort, inside or out. There will be no displays. There'll be no storage of any firearms or ammunition on the property. And we'll be adding a desk, a phone, and a filing cabinet, and a computer. And that's the extent of it.
So basically, no change to the building at all?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Just wondering, you said you won't be storing any firearms.
No.
But you're going to be shipping, so how are you going to be shipping?
So we're going to
product?
be buying from wholesalers, and we can drop ship direct.
So they won't go through the building at all?
No. Like, I actually do it for my gun club over in Walpole, and it's tractor trailered over there. We never see it, aside from unloading it over there into the safes. So it's about the extent of it, what I do for firearms.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Then I make a motion that we waive site plan review for 1365 Main Street, the Dog Barn RPM Firearms Business.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great.
Guys, can I just add one thing? My name's Jim Pett, I'm the owner of the dog barn. The address is actually 1363, the dog barn.
Okay.
I just didn't want.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. We'll correct that.
Yeah, it's on the documentation.
good.
It's on the
Okay,
letterhead.
sorry, guys, I
Yep,
just
you can
didn't-
just
yeah.
amend the motion, I'll
Yep.
amend the motion.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Good. No, it's good to catch. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
And,
All right, that was easy.
I will prepare a memo to send to the building inspector tomorrow, letting him know the vote, that it was waived, so, and I'll email you a copy of that memo as well.
Fantastic, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
Have a nice night.
Thank you. Should we stay?
No, you don't have to.
You're all set.
Unless,
Unless you want to.
if you guys have trouble sleeping, then you could watch it on tape,
I
okay?
shouldn't have got this. I'm kidding. Guys, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good evening.
All right, next item on the agenda is request for waiver of site plan review approval for 1475, 1485, 1512 Main Street Storage Construction of Units. So we have here Mr. Norm Kotok.
Kotash.
Okay, and so he's gonna tell us a story about stuff that happened that we didn't know about.
It's true. Nor did we until we found it out. Norm Kotash with NAK Management and Consulting, here on behalf of Merritt Hill Capital, specifically MHC 48 Millis, Massachusetts LLC, which is the owner of the site. It's managed by a third party. CubeSmart just manages the site, but Merritt Hill actually owns it. We've owned the property since 2019. We had an approval to build two buildings, one which is erected across the street from the site at 1512, and across the street, we were going to build a 60,000 square foot, three-story building, which never came to fruition. It's just not financially feasible, especially under current conditions. In any event, we recently discovered that an employee who's no longer with Merritt Hill Capital had approved a build-out of some existing storage units in the space behind the office there, which I think used to be like a service station, perhaps. So they built out 31 units and totaling about 2,123 square feet. It was done without a building permit. It was existing space, wasn't an expansion, so it was inside the footprint. We did, in fact, get a building permit for the two restrooms that were in that spot, but for some reason, the gentleman who is also no longer with us, the build-out without a permit. So as soon as we found that out, we do everything above board. We self-reported and said, hey, because eventually we're going to sell the property, want to make sure we turn over clean properties. So I talked to Mike Giampretro, and he said you should probably request a waiver of site plan review and then come back to me, and then we'll figure it out. So here I am, confessing we did something that we shouldn't have done, apparently, and we want to rectify that.
All right, so just on that one, on the build-out of the units, just, was the space there ever, I think it was all open at
Yeah.
one point in time. So basically, they built on the
They just
open
took,
space.
yeah, they
on
put walls up. It's all metal. The company comes in, they put the hallway system and the doors, and it's all open airspace, common airspace, so it's not like they don't go floor to ceiling to go. There's a common airspace of about 3 feet throughout the whole facility. They just put the metal walls in and the roll-up doors in the actual.
And that was it?
That was it.
Okay. so
They
that's-
did put fire extinguishers in there, lights, HVAC.
Yeah, but that's,
But-
yeah, you didn't build a hotel.
No,
Perfect.
no.
All right, does anyone on the board have any questions?
Eddie,
Go ahead.
thank you for self-reporting, by the way.
No problem.
Great. First off, do we have any precedent on this sort of thing? How we have addressed it?
No, not that I know of. If they had come to us and asked for because the building was there, they just built
Yep.
the building. So basically.
It's existing
Yeah,
space.
so there
It's
was
like
nothing
really
additionally
didn't
added
change
out
anything.
to the footprint.
We just took an empty
It's just-
space and partition it off.
Yeah, so we really, they really didn't do anything. So-
Has Mike looked at it to make sure it meets code?
No, that's what we're going
I
to do
think he's
after we
gonna-
leave here, is we're going back to Mike. He'll go inspect it, and whatever is deficient, we'll go ahead and bring it up to code. If it's not, if it's up to code, great, but he'll let us know. But this is the first step.
So I believe that the building commissioner will be asking for whatever fees necessary
Yep.
for that inspections and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
All right, no,
So the
that's all good?
question really
Yeah.
just comes down to,
It's, we just.
Again, I think we're approving what we already approved.
Yeah, we, yeah.
what we,
It might
But I
just be
agree.
thorough
Well, technically-
to
Absolutely,
kind of
absolutely.
fix
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes
no,
sense.
that's
Yeah,
all good.
technically, the original
Right.
site plan didn't include this space.
This
It
little
included that
space.
building across the street and the one we built,
Right.
but not the additional build-out of that space.
Yeah. Nope, fair enough. Like you said, we're crossing the Ts and dotting the
Yep.
Is, so. All right, I make a motion that we approve a request for site plan waiver for 1475, 1485, 1512 Main Street storage.
second.
The motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you all. I always enjoy coming to Millis, so. Everyone's so kind.
I'll get that memo to you, Norm, when it's done.
Thanks, Neil.
You're
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
You too.
Safe trip back.
All right. All right, so now, other business, 1375 Main Street. Ecology Solar Parking Lot, solar, let me read that one again. Ecology Solar Parking Lot,
No L.
Solar Canopy Closeout. It's Ecogy, yes, there's no L in it, you're right, thank you. All right, anyhow, it's all good. So on that one, that was the former Colic building. They did the solar canopy, it's been there for a couple of years, and they never got a final closeout on the property due to, there was some change of hands of the ownership of the property and a couple other things. So basically, with the new person going in that wants to do the, use the property, they wanted to get the solar closed out. So they submitted the last, I think there was one last item that was requested, which they did get to us, and that was submitted, reviewed by Beta, and we looked at it also, and so they should be 100% done. We did check with the chief. Rick Barrett said that they were fine with the way it was set up, so this is just another closeout item, so. Is,
Isn't-
go ahead.
Wasn't there issues with building inspector?
No, that's a whole different ball of wax.
Okay.
They
Yep.
were with
All right.
the original
Yeah.
property, but
Yeah.
those have all since been resolved. That's why we were
Okay.
holding
Yeah.
out on their closeout.
That's-
So now
that's what I
everything's
thought.
been resolved.
Okay.
we can
Yeah,
issue the
we were
closeout.
using this as a.
Yeah.
As a means to the end,
Right,
yes.
that's what I,
Yeah,
that was
that's-
my
that was your
understanding.
question, yeah,
Yes, okay, so all of that's been resolved.
Yes, then they'll be back next on 10/10 to go over all that stuff.
Oh, okay,
Not, whatever it is, not the solar people, they'll be done.
Okay.
The
new
new
owners.
tenant, right, new
Okay.
owner, so. All right, I make a motion that we close out the 1375 Main Street solar project.
second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, great.
Again, this is all good due diligence on the building commissioner and everything else, closing out both of these projects.
Yep. Nope, all these, it's
Yep.
good to get these things off the books.
Somebody
So-
paying attention.
Yep. All right, next item, is actually meeting minutes. Of course, I have to read, I can't remember what the date was. August 8th. All right, I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes of August 8th as noted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All
I
right,
will abstain.
The other
and,
thing is
We need a
setting a
November meeting.
November meeting date. We have our October.
yep,
We need to set it.
all right, November, let me see what's going on in November.
Camille, when's town meeting?
I believe November 6th, as of right now, it's supposed to be the 6th, and then the 7th is
Is
election day, I believe.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you might want to do the 14th. I know they don't like having meetings on nights when there's elections.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, plus I have to go, I'd be at town meeting, so. The 14th work for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta put an asterisk next to myself. I'm
Yep.
having my shoulder replacement surgery October 24th.
Oh, that's your month for surgery?
I should be up and about by then.
Okay.
We'll zoom you in.
Pardon me?
We'll zoom you in.
Oh, okay.
I'll, either that or
Oh,
I'll
my
bake,
wife
I'll bake
bring it.
something sweet and coax you in.
So November 14th, all right.
All right, sounds good. Oh, how did I send, okay, add. I don't want to do that. That's the weirdest thing. All right, well. I don't know how to do that, sorry. My daughter's home, she can show me how to do that. All right, unless there's anything else, go ahead.
I don't remember. Last month, did I update you on the, okay,
Complete
I did?
streets, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So I don't need to bore you with that. Cool.
A couple of smaller items.
Yeah, go ahead.
McDonald's was supposed to begin their plantings.
They
don't seem to have
emailed that they
gotten
took
very
care of
far.
them, or were going to take.
Yeah, they were gonna take care of them. Good question. Let me check on that. Yeah, because we said we wanted it done before they ran out of plant material. So I only go to Roach Brothers and I don't go that way, but I'll take a look at it. So, yeah, we'll follow up on that.
The other item, I don't wish them poorly, I want them to succeed, but Steve's Rentals seems to be,
Creeping.
just every time we give them a little more, they do a little more outside of the boundaries we set for them. We've
Okay.
got A series of road signs, they've got way more buildings than they said they'd have.
Yeah,
More equipment than they said they'd have.
okay.
You know, I want them to succeed, but it's,
So
kinda
can we
in our
get,
phase.
push them back from the edge, do you think? Is that,
I don't think they should have
Do we
road
limit-
signs at all.
yeah, do we limit, well, I don't know if we can limit that on the, I don't know if there's a, we'd have to check that.
I think
Do you remember,
it-
Jim,
Because
on
the
that?
There's
sign-
definitely a setback, I mean, they can only go so close to the road. and
Right.
this is
They're right
town.
on the road.
And I can look, because I think they were in for a waiver of site plan approval for some equipment or signage or something.
No, they came in, they had come in and we had an informal discussion because they had the sheds.
Yeah, We
And
originally
the
said.
signs, they're getting away, I think they can get away with those signs because they're the lawn signs. They're not
I
permanent.
think they, in commercial, I think it counts towards the total signage.
That's not commercial, it's industrial. Is this, I don't have my
I'd-
book,
I'd have to check
and I don't
the
know
book.
if you have
I
your
do have my
But
book.
they originally came in because, and we discussed the fact that they had more pieces of equipment than we allocated, but we had agreed that we thought they were gonna be bigger pieces of equipment, like backhoes, so we were okay with the new number of smaller pieces, but not that exceeded that. Then they came to us because, I don't recall the number, but they were only allowed a few sheds, and they wanted to use an area for staging for deliveries, so we allowed more sheds, but they're just packed in there right now.
All right, well, why don't we'll go take a look at it and we'll see if Nicole can figure out what, or we can look after the meeting and see what the thing on the signs, what the rules are on the signs. Because, yeah, they are, I did go down there and I did see the signs on the edge of the road. But like my take on it is if they're the lawn signs, they don't count because they're not quote-unquote permanent structures, but we'll have to look and see. I mean, the thing with it is, we have to be, I understand the thought process. The thing also is, it is industrial. We don't want to look like, Atlantic City and Trailer Park trashy, but
Right.
we also got to be, like you said, I would personally err on the side of being more lenient, just because they've got to compete against, they're competing against Home Depot rents, so, and that section of town is, that's you can get down and dirty in that end of town. I mean, I think if it was up on J. William Heights, then we wouldn't be having that conversation.
No, just have one guy with a backhoe as your.
But no, point well taken.
The provision for industrial district standard, it only states the following permanent accessory signs are allowed in the industrial district. And it defines the what permanent signs are allowed when in the provision for temporary signs. It's really not, there's nothing, I mean, it refers to political signs, unlighted temporary signs offering property for sale, unlighted temporary signs of an architect, engineer, landscaper, contractor, unlighted temporary signs relating to new residential subdivision, grand opening banners, interior window signs. So there's nothing in here that's prohibiting what they're doing. As far as those lawn signs.
Right.
Um,
Well, worst case, we could call them and say, hey, seems to get, maybe, it looks like you're getting a little exuberant here, do you mind scaling back a little bit? Just as a courtesy to the town and see what they, you know, they've been more than happy to work with us, you know, maybe if we could ask them to, you know, keep it in check. See what happens.
Sure.
As
Yeah,
long as it's not
those,
one of those big plastic things.
Well,
yeah,
what was
see,
the-
those,
oh,
the
those-
lawn signs, those don't fall under the regulations for general signs. It's not illuminated.
What was it, the one thing that every time I see Brutus, he said he hates those, the feathers,
Yeah.
the big tall ones.
I can't
And-
stand
And he
those.
said, you gotta put something on the books for those. And then, well, also the guy that
Yeah,
does
with the
that too. So maybe, that we did chickens, maybe we should do the feather signs and the whatever you call that guy. All right, well, you know what, I think we'll take that under advisement.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, if there's nothing else, pass that on to the next meeting.
Good.
Yeah. Probably the best, so. All right, other than that, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great. Thanks, everybody.